up, you guys? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on the Daily Grind, we're going to be taking a look at my confused Ash build. Now, as many of you guys know, I wanted to do a little bit of a Warframe Vlogmas style video series where I went through each and every single Warframe, showed you a customization from them, showed you the build that I use the most, and then went ahead and talked about my feelings about that particular Warframe. However, I did get a little bit sick, so that kind of like went out the window, and really the only reason that I wanted to make that was mainly because I wanted to avoid doing a every Warframe's A slot part 2 video. Because I knew through Captura that was going to take a real long time. So I scrapped the whole entire idea until I saw some of the feedback from yesterday's video. A lot of it was, "Are you okay, Rob? Why are you playing Ash? Is Life of Rio holding you hostage? Is that Life of Rio's footage that you borrowed?" And then of course the iconic question that made me go, listen, if I'm just gonna do this video as a one-off, I gotta do it specifically for Jonas Salen's comment. Why is this Ash so confused in this video? And I was like, alright, we're gonna do it, even if it's just this once. So, just to let you guys know, all of the color codes will be available down in the comments below. So, let's start with the looks. The first one is going to be the Ash Koga look. If you saw my Ash Koga video originally, this is the deluxe skin for those of you guys who are a little bit newer and you're like, what is that? So that's available in the market for Platinum, just in case you want to check it out. I only like tweaked one thing, and that was the primary color on it. Which I found in the new Tenno 2 palette, and that's the only reason that I went ahead and changed that. Now, the big concept behind this one is mainly because of the fact is, you guys know the iconic Loki look that I had in the Mashed video for the 100 Days of Warframe was a black and gold look. So I wanted to do something that was kind of like a take on that, using the same like bright red energy color, but instead of it being like a bright gold, I want it to be an antique gold, and instead of black, I went with white instead, to kind of like contrast the way the two played off of each other. Now, I was only gonna do one look, however, you're gonna find color codes in the description box for this one as well, and that's mainly because I wanted a little bit of feedback, and keep in mind, as you can see, I'm asking for feedback, so I'm always open to feedback when I ask for it, alright? Is it me? Or is the Bayou skin kind of a little bit popping with the prime details? Because originally what I had on here were the Edo Prime set. And I was like, I like the Edo Prime set look on it, but I wanted to just, you know, because I know that people were gonna ask, you know, oh, how does the Prime accents look on it? And I toggled it on, and I was like, I kind of don't hate it. Is it just me, or am I nuts, or do I kind of like the Prime parts toggled on? Now, one of the things that you will also notice that I do with Ash's look is I give him very, very feminine stances. And the big reason that I do that is one of the reasons why I don't like Ash, to be completely honest with you. It actually has nothing to do with Ash, but it has to do with the community of Ash players, because some of them tend to be really up their own asses, and I'm like, ooh, I'm so ninja, I'm so endgame, I'm so edgy, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna put a Mirage animation on that, and we're gonna troll them a little bit. Because if you guys don't realize, one of the big reasons why me and Life of Rio are friends is because we love the fucking troll. So of course, we gonna put Ash in the most feminine animation sets we possibly can. Oh my god, because you know Life of Rio loves his ninja. Like, it's just appropriate. It just feels right in my soul that Ash has a little bit of flair. Because let's be real, Ash is not an actual ninja. Ash is the westernized version of what we think ninjas should be. Ash is like the Hollywood ninja, right? Because ninjas don't go on murdering, massacring rampages. Ninjas are all about stealth, subterfuge, killing one like key opponent and then getting the fuck out of there, because we know Loki is the true, actual, real, traditional ninja. That's the reality of it, for those of you guys who did not know. Now, if you watch Ninja Assassin, That's like Ash. That's the Hollywood version of what a quote-unquote ninja would be. However, if I was not playing around, if I was not being an asshole, I really do like Harrow's Noble animation set. If I'm keeping it real with you guys, if I'm removing the troll. However, because because we are who we are, here's the troll. So let's go ahead and jump into the build. Now, before we get into it, as you guys heard, I like feedback when I ask for feedback. However, I'm not asking feedback for my build. Just letting you know. So this is a little bit of a disclaimer. I didn't ask you for your build. This is not your moment to show me the correct way to play Ash. I play Ash the way that I want to fucking play Ash. I build Ash the way that I want to build Ash, so I don't want to see none of your damn janky-ass builds in my comment section. Cool. There are plenty of other places for you to share. You can do it in the forums. You can do it in the wiki. You can do it elsewhere, but don't do it here. So, as many of you guys saw with the build that I put out yesterday, or the gameplay that I put out yesterday, the way that I use Ash is a little bit different. I use him with Bladestorm. Let Rio know, Bladestorm, best Ash ability of the bunch. The trolls are strong today, and as you can see, I do have a very unique setup. This basically lets him run Bladestorm almost like infinitely. Alright, so as you can see right here, I do have some Arcane Trickeries there as well, because Arcane Trickery has a very, very unique interplay when it comes to Bladestorm. As you can see right here, it has a 10% chance to become invisible for 20 seconds with a finisher. Now here's the thing that always gets me, that always makes me laugh, is the 20 seconds on Arcane Trickery is actually a little bit higher than his max. I don't know now with Augur Message, but it should be, if it's not higher, it's about the same as like stacking max duration on him. So it's something like that, and you can become invisible for 20 seconds, and the thing is, this is actually better than that because you can refresh the duration. Of course, it is all by chance. So we've got 2 Arcane Trickeries on there because I would like 2 10% chances to trigger it via the use of Bladestorm, because all of his clones can trigger that finisher that will activate Arcane Trickery. So Bladestorm is keeping you invisible, and you can use Bladestorm a lot because of the fact that you've got a build that's sustainable. Now, one of the things that I do have to say about builds that I find sustainable is I don't like people who stack up infinite amounts of power strength because they have small penises. I like builds that you can use without forcing yourself to use energy pads, because I don't like, if it's not in your loadout, I'm kind of like calling it a handicap crutch, you know what I mean? So if it's not on your weapons as an arcane, if it's not, you shouldn't need a trinity to make your builds work, you shouldn't need energy pads to make your builds work. So this is why I like to keep it nice and sustainable. Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and throw up some gameplay in the background, and we'll have a chat about Ash. Ooh, I'm gonna get in trouble for the next few statements I make. I can feel the subscriber count dropping right now, but listen, I'm sick, so you have to give me a free pass. I'm a little bit loopy, still hear it in my voice, it's still a little bit gone, so be nice to me. Now, I always find it really, really funny, the reaction of people when they see me playing a frame that isn't one of my typical frames. I remember I was playing Vauban on stream once just to play Vauban. Just for fun. Who knew you could have fun with Vauban? But legitimately, all of the players all of the viewers that jumped in were like, did Vauban get like a buff? Like, why are you playing Vauban? Why would you ever play Vauban? And that's exactly the way that I felt when people were commenting on, why are you playing Ash? I just felt like playing Ash, and I felt like having a good time. Like, why not? And that's really kind of like my biggest issue with the Ash community, is it's very much like, they take themselves just a little too seriously. That's why I like, it's not that I think that Ash is trash, but we'll get into that in a second. It's that I like calling him trash because I know that it pisses some people who take themselves too seriously off. Now, as for the way that I like to play Ash, as you guys can see with the footage in the background, I actually like to have a lot of fun with Ash. The build, like I was saying, is like I use my Bladestorm minions to murder enemies. In fact, you'll rarely see me lift a finger myself to kill an enemy, because I almost like picture Ashe as this like Yakuza boss, or at least the way that I play Ashe, as this Yakuza boss, like marking his targets, and I'm like, go get them minions! And then of course with Arcane Trickery, you're able to stay invisible the entire time, so you're like this kind of like cloak and dagger behind the scenes kind of like puppeteer of death. And I'm like, I love it. I'm having so much fun with it, and I think it's just like a really, really fun build. And the reason that I use a fun build with him is because when it comes to stealth frame rankings, I actually rank Ashe pretty fucking bottom of the barrel. And we're not including Wukong, okay? You can't do anything in Wukong stealth. That does not count as actual stealth, okay? There's only 4 stealth frames that I really view as stealth frames, which of course is the goddesses, Avara and Octavia. Then we have the classic, which is Loki. Then we have the, you know, wannabe, not actually a ninja, Ashe. So that's kind of like how I look at it. And the thing about it is, if I wanted to play solo survivals or like long duration whatever, I would never use Ashe. I'm like, okay, cool, he's got armor stripping shurikens, but like Octavia's mallet, bye. Like, y'all can get thumped right on out of here. Legitimately, the beat goes on and on and on and on and murderizes everybody. So for me, I'm like, if I'm gonna do a solo survival, all I gotta do is find the right room, stick down her abilities, and just dance away in the corner while everything dies, refreshing buffs every now and then, right? Even Avara is like a fucking ridiculously powerful solo survival character. Like, you see all of these people doing like 13+ hour runs where it's just all covert lethality dagger work, right? So for me, I'm like, why the fuck am I gonna use Ashe? Why would I use Ashe as a solo survival when there are better stealth frames out there? Or solo survival stealth frames out there? Then, of course, in the other case, when we're talking about, like, group setups, well, if I'm going to have a group setup frame, that's going to be Loki. A Radiating Disarm plus a longer duration stealth lets you go ahead and take care of high priority targets. Being able to use Hushed Invisibility lets you stay kind of, like, out of the enemy's radar, be able to get down priority like nullifier bubbles, stuff like that. Like I would use Loki in group situations way more than I would ever use Ashe. So the way that I'm gonna use Ashe is I'm gonna have fun with him. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with having a I just play this guy for fun, you know, frame. I just think that there are so many people in the Ashe community with their heads up their asses. Ooh, I'm so edgy. Ooh, I'm so badass. Like, I'm like, take it down a notch. Just chill the fuck out and enjoy yourself. And that's exactly why I like using this build. And that's also kind of why I avoid playing Ashe, like, publicly. Because I'm like, oh, you got all these motherfuckers that are gonna try, well, you should be using this build with this setup and these mods. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Leave me alone. I'm just trying to have a good time. So if I'm gonna be playing Ashe, it'll just be as a good time frame, not necessarily anything super duper serious. However, with this specific setup, I tend to end up on the higher end of damage numbers when it comes to all of the Kuva survivals and stuff like that. And we never ever leave because we have to leave because we're overwhelmed by the enemy forces. We always leave because people are like, we're done. And that's, I hate to say it, that's the story of Warframe so far. It's like, you never ever leave because, you never ever leave an endurance mission because you have to leave. You leave an endurance mission because someone had burritos earlier and they have to shit now. Or someone only has maybe about like 20-30 minutes before their parents get home and they gotta like jack off or something. I don't know. Listen, I don't know your lives, but y'all leave missions really, really quick. So when it comes to like public missions, I'm just like, slap on an Ashe, have a fun time sicking my kiddos on all of these enemies, and just have a good day. So that about does it for my impressions on Ashe. Again, Ashe is trash. You can't spell trash without Ashe, so, you know, just give into that. Ashe is not the ninja of Warframe. He's a fake ninja. He's a poser ninja. But yeah, so that's all I have to say about that. But one of the things that I do want to ask, if you guys did want me to do another video on another Warframe in this Vlogmas style setup, let me know down in the comments below. In fact, how about let's do, put 69s in chat. Let in chat, in the comments, let me know what Warframe you would like to see me cover next, and put some 69s in there, just for the love of a good time. Alright, that about does it for me for now, so as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and Ash is trashed. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!